Siliguri, I cannot imagine anything bigger than that.
I am really visualizing.
सिलीगुड़ी आप जो आज देख रहे हैं, सिलीगुड़ी 10 साल बाद will be totally different.
If you're consistent and you have that hunger to create things for the society, for the people, things will be sustainable in nature.
What I wanted to do actually in Siliguri was because Siliguri, there are local gems over here, but that experience is missing.
Got up from my seat. मारो तो मुझे मारना चाहिए.
So, like I was mentioning some time ago, that I am here in Siliguri for a few days. So I thought that, क्यों ना मैं 4-5 लोगों के साथ बैठूं Starbucks में या कहीं पे, just talk about different stuff and different fields and different people. And then I was speaking to Sanjay ji, and we, of course, Wownooks is also a client to us. मेरे पता नहीं क्यों नहीं आए, तो उन्होंने मेरे को बोला यार यहाँ पे करते हैं, क्योंकि मैं उनको ही बोल रहा था कि आप Starbucks आओगे क्या, और 3-4 लोगों को बुलाएंगे और मजा आएगा, बात करेंगे. And he said, why don't we do it at Wownooks and why don't we shoot it also? Because I don't think we have had any podcast in this region which has had 4-5 people. This is not a podcast though. This is a discussion, like I've been telling everyone. So this is what we have tried to do today, where we have gathered a bunch of people, and all of us are from very different backgrounds. All of us do very different things professionally. I think we are from large scale real estate, we are from general real estate and retail real estate, we are from fitness, we are from printing. Both of you actually, in some sense, are from printing. I am a little bit in the marketing, branding, AI side, public speaking with Prajwal, and of course we also have Prajwal in this panel to match that age bracket which we wanted to target.
Thank you for making me so young.
So this is what we are doing here. So there is just one rule, that we are not going to use our phones for the next 1.5-2 hours. Yes. There are 2-3 best practices. Whenever we talk to each other, there is no problem. We can interject, we can add to stuff, we can joke around. This is a very general discussion, which we would have rather had at a coffee shop. We are just doing it at Wownooks, and that's it. We would want to start with Sanjay ji first. He is the founder of GFS Realtors, which is one of the pioneers into realty in Siliguri. Of course, it is the largest realty company here. He is also the founder of Wownooks that we can see here. This is the second branch. The first branch is in Calcutta. He is also a chartered accountant. This I know through my father, because he also is a chartered accountant. That's all I know about you. There are other things to it that you run and all of that. We would want you to introduce yourself, a little bit about yourself.
I think you have covered most of the things that I would have loved to cover. Yes, other than that, I just like to add, I'm very passionate about the city of Siliguri.
I didn't know Sanjay Bhaiya since a long time, but I added him on Facebook, the literal way to find people, and I saw him running. And I discovered that this gentleman here is running consistently. And even I discovered running very late, and I used to see him in Uttarayan running before I used to even start running. He used to finish running by the time I started running. And that just spiked inspiration within me that this man who's wearing so many hats, is taking responsibilities of so many people around him, is so into fitness and so consistent with it. So why can't we also get into it? So in a way, he inspired me to get into running in a serious way.
Today, a very interesting thing happened when he was talking about किस को बुलाएं. So he told me कि ऐसे सोच रहे हैं, तो मैं I told him कि एक senior को भी बुला लेते हैं. Then he said कि आप ही तो senior हैं. Oh, then I didn't mean to say that. That's exactly when I realized, yes, he is right. And he's absolutely right with the fact that आप ही तो senior. I recall when we were youngsters, when we were in college and all, when we used to see people in the 40s and all, and if they were doing something which was not in line with their age, we used to say, what is he doing at the age of 40? Now when we are at 40 plus, we still feel we are in the 20s.
Yeah.
And that's the way life has changed. And that's the way, truly, life has changed. And I see absolutely. Maybe now we are seeing people in the 60s and thinking, ye kya kar raha hai? By the time we reach there, maybe we'll again be realizing, we should not have thought that way.
Correct.
I would like to add about Sanjay ji, we were together in CII since 2007, and whenever I have a discussion with him on any topic about the development of Siliguri, infrastructure of Siliguri, he's so passionate about it. Like मैडम सिलीगुड़ी को हम लोग को कुछ करना चाहिए, so that's how the bonding rise between the two of us and many of the industry members, stakeholders in Siliguri. So I think in some smaller way we have been a catalyst of
Right, ma'am.
seeing the change of Siliguri when it was in 2007 and today.
Right, ma'am.
So that is how we complement each other.
So, but then, what do you think? Where are we headed? I wanted to ask you this question. That 10 years ago we were somewhere. Today we are somewhere. Where do you think we are headed towards in the next 10 years in whatever space in Siliguri? Where do you think we are headed?
Well, with a lot of conviction, I like to say, Rahul, that we are headed in the right direction. The only thing that can happen is something better will happen for Siliguri from. We are at that stage, if you look at Siliguri, where the next 5 to 10 years, if any other tier 3 cities will grow, Siliguri is going to be one of those cities.
Absolutely.
See, what happens, any of the cities have grown exponentially once the infrastructure has grown well. And we are at that stage where when you talk about Siliguri, where in terms of infrastructure, what is going to happen in the next 4-5 years is just amazing. You look at the airport, you look at the upgradation of the railway station, you look at the Rangpur rail bridge coming on, you look at the highways that are getting developed, the Asian highway and all. So I feel this city now is at the right place from where it can really explode in a good manner.
Right.
Yes, a lot of people will always talk about metros, the bigger cities and all, but the talent that I have seen at this particular part of the city over the years, I have seen the talent matching the metros. Only thing that has been missing out has been infrastructure, support, the ecosystem that we lack in this city. Once we together can build that ecosystem, talent-wise, I tell you, if people are planning to bring the GCCs to Bangalore, if they get the GCCs in Siliguri, those companies will benefit a lot.
Saying that GCCs can come to Siliguri, I cannot imagine anything bigger than that. If that is something that you being in the real estate industry is saying,
I am really visualizing that.
Yeah.
And if you really ask me why not, let us not ask ourselves why.
Right.
Let us put a question among ourselves here, why not? See, the top companies, the head of the companies, they want to travel to a city where they can go in the morning, come back in the evening. With the airport getting upgraded, the night landing facilities, and they will be able to do that. We'll have connections to every part of the country from here. The manpower cost at the city is going to be at the lowest compared to the metros. The cost of living is at the lowest for the people here. Okay? The real estate cost is going to be low compared to Bombay, Bengaluru, any of the cities that we talk about. So why not is my question. The next question. Yes, we would need the intent. Yes, we need to work on it. We need to project this city as a welcoming city. Once we do that, I don't think this is even a dream. This is a reality waiting for the right time.
Yeah, and adding to it, like me being in the real estate sector now, what we have seen in 90s, Siliguri was totally different. And which Uttarayan has started, it has changed the landscape of Siliguri. So, with the coming of Uttarayan, the real estate, the satellite township, as we know, the Siliguri is a strategic location. We have international borders like Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. Then you go to South Asian countries, China, Myanmar, Vietnam. So, like this place has become a hub, hub for the medical tourism after the development of the township here, Uttarayan. And medical tourism is one, education hub. It has also become a sector where MSME is growing, like constantly within this 10 years. You see like every small entrepreneurs are being developed, and when I was in CII, we have built up a Young India. YI. So there was a question, which I'll give you a background, like, will YI work in Siliguri? Ye question aata tha Delhi mein. So during the time, Mr. Jojoria was the past chairman of CII. So I was the secretariat. So he raised a question when the Honorable Pranab Mukherjee was there, कि Siliguri आप जो आज देख रहे हैं, Siliguri 10 साल बाद will be totally different. That was, he spoke during 2016 in Delhi AGM. So, during that time, it was very difficult for us to convince the youths, the young Indians, कि आप आइए, let us form YI. And, within the circle, we had only 20-25 youths who were coming up. Today, now you see how much, 300 plus? So, I have seen this growing together, both of us. how the youths who were working outside is coming back to Siliguri with their innovative ideas, because Siliguri is the place, is the platform. We can always feel that there are a lot of innovative ideas, a lot of things to do, lot of things which young minds can come with out of the box. So yes, a lot of potentials are there. So this is where we feel that we are very passionate about Siliguri. Siliguri is my karma bhumi. I'm from Kalimpong, but I was transferred to many other places, Delhi, Kolkata. मैंने कहा नहीं, मुझे तो अभी सिलीगुड़ी ही आना है. So because I tell my daughter also, she is 22 years old, and she wanted to go abroad, like Australia, Singapore. I said, you be here. 1 year you be here. You see what potential you have in Siliguri. So this is how we have discovered Wownooks.
Yeah.
And I think we are very happy to be here in this place. Something out of the box, which the Gen Zs are looking for. They are very impulsive, and they say, "Mujhe chahiye chahiye, mujhe karna." So when she entered here for the first time, she said, "Mama, I think this is the place. I'll give you 1 year time." So I said, be in Siliguri and you'll know what exactly you'll be. So that is.
So you're saying both of you formed Young Indians?
No. We did not form. It was CII who had formed.
Yes.
But she was leading CII secretariat.
Okay.
And entire thing was being observed by her. I recall Ram Gopal ji was there, and Pradeep
Pradeep Agrawal ji was there.
The first meeting that we had now, I still recall. So Mr. PK Shah ji was there.
Yes.
He called all कि कुछ लोगों को बुलाते हैं, and then 6 or 7 of us turned up. When we went there, what is YI? Prior to that, about a couple of years back, I had heard about what I once told Hora ji, you recall कि YI करते हैं ना सर यहाँ पे. So he said क्या है YI? I explained him. Then वो ठंडे बस्ते में चला गया. Then again it got picked up.
Yes.
7 of us went there, and then they said कि they floated this idea. So we got a bit excited, but then looking around, we thought कितने लोग होंगे जो YI में really interested होंगे. Then they said कि no, we'll form a chapter. Let's see how it goes about. Then they wanted somebody to chair. So they put into some people. Why don't you chair? No, I recall. They said कि you तुम बनोगे क्या? Nobody wanted to be the chair.
Because nobody knew.
So say suppose it came to me also whether you want to chair. I said no, I don't understand. I don't want to be the chair. It went to Praveen. So Praveen said I don't want to chair. Then they said there is nobody in the room who wants to chair YI. Hey, then they said let's float a question. Who wants to chair YI? Is there anybody who wants to take up the responsibility? That's when slowly Ronak put his hand up. And he said yeah, I would like to take. And it was a very bold step by Ronak that time to say I would lead YI. And I think from there, where YI is today.
Yes, we are members in
So
YI.
we both are part of YI.
And now it's 325 plus members strong. And every year, I believe that they have 50 to 60 members who are waitlisted. And they have a priority set. Like this year, they gave priority to women because they wanted to promote women entrepreneurship in the city. So I think it's shaping the city, and the city will see in the coming, not even 10 years. 5 years.
Very soon.
Right.
5 years.
Massive
So many
changes coming
verticals
up.
under YI, and city is transforming. But
So
even we
this
didn't
is
know.
how the story of YI is.
Even we didn't know that
we
this
didn't
was
know
the
that.
story.
Yeah.
It started in a room.
Yeah, I used to get tense. Like, how do I bring 20 young minds here in this room, so that...
For a purpose.
Yeah, for a purpose.
With an agenda in
Yeah,
place.
with an agenda.
And something that was happening in the entire country. YI was doing good in the other parts of the country.
Yes.
That
And
time.
now I believe I can relate when even we take up some initiatives. Like one of the initiatives was bookies.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the intent that we saw in other cities, be it Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, where people, because those cities have corporate hubs, they have colleges, so a lot of people come from different parts of the country to those cities. So we saw this concept in Bangalore and Bombay, where people are just randomly turning up at 7:30 in the morning and reading. Yeah. And here in Siliguri, we were like, Sunday morning, people are not going to turn up. Either they are having breakfast or they are sleeping. There's no way this is going to work. But I know how books have played a role in my life. So we thought, let's try. And now we are proud that we made Siliguri read. So that's the power of reading, and Siliguri is liking the idea. So it has the potential.
And they haven't missed a week.
Yeah.
They haven't missed
Oh, is
1
it?
week.
Yeah.
They haven't missed
Yes.
1 week.
So every fortnightly we meet, and we have touched 2,000 lives
Wonderful.
Wow.
who come and read.
Wow.
Amazing.
Plus the location, and I think when it's been more than a year now.
Yes, last session was the 24th meet. So every month we meet twice. We meet at Vega.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know.
Yeah. So Umang Bhaiya has been very supportive. He told us since it's for the community,
Yeah.
let people come and read.
Right.
So people have been coming, and the best part was we saw 3 generations connecting together.
Yes.
So there was a day when the dad, the child, and the grandfather
Of the same person.
of the same family,
Same family.
came together to read under open sky.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And we were like, okay, it's doing some magic in the city.
Right. From that, I think I would want to introduce Prajwal, because Prajwal with Chatterbox, with Dheeraj Gulyan, of course, has somewhat built. I think this is one of the rare communities that we have here, which is not under the banner of Alliance or a Young Indians or a CII, ICC, whatever these organizations. This is something which has not come from outside. This has been built from within, and I think the reason why it still exists and the way it exists is because of consistency. They haven't missed any week, any whatever they have planned. Sometimes I see there are 50 people, sometimes there are lesser people on a very on a day when there is a festival or something like that. But still they continue what they do. So for Prajwal, I knew a few things which I wrote down. Of course, he's the director at, I don't know what your position there is, but at Bharat Darpan, the printing press. He also leads Himalayan Darpan, the newspaper. He's the co-founder of Chatterbox. He has a strong understanding for media, traditional and modern communication. He's also a content creator. On Instagram, he talks a lot about how to speak, how to stand and all of that. तो जब मैं लास्ट वीक आया था चैटरबॉक्स की मीटिंग में, तो जब भी कोई स्पीच देता है ना, तो ये कहते हैं कि यार उनको एक कुछ अच्छा भी बोलो और कुछ फीडबैक भी दो. तो मैंने बोला यार ठीक है, ये तो बहुत आसान काम लग रहा है, तो कि दूसरा बोल रहा है, अपने को तो खाली कुछ बोलना ही है. तो जब बाकी लोग जो फीडबैक दे रहे हैं वो इतना टेक्निकल था, तो मेरे को लगा यार आई यूज्ड टू कंसिडर माई सेल्फ एवरेज और बेटर देन एवरेज स्पीकर. But then when I understood the technicalities, I understood that the young people of Siliguri, who most people are already a part of Chatterbox. Now these people from such an age are already learning to speak so well. तो बड़े होके तो कुछ और ही हो जाएगा. Because I think I can at least speak for me and people of my age. We were never taught public speaking. We were taught, we learned public speaking by doing it ourselves. And most people in my friends group also, they are very scared of speaking publicly. So I think that is one thing that Prajwal has done. Also, before Prajwal adds on to what he does and all of us, give more information about Prajwal, this group that we have gathered here today, there was one commonality in this group. Of course, we didn't want the same people who are everywhere. I mean, not in a bad way, in a very good way, because they are leading a lot of things on the internet for Siliguri here and there. But we wanted to bring in change makers together. This was the conversation that we had in the morning also. People who have pioneered new things, or people who have brought in a habit into people. Say, even if I talk about Saurav here, he has brought in a culture of fitness. You have brought in a culture of public speaking and reading also. And of course, you're doing a lot of number of things. And same goes for us also. So I think this group that we have gathered here is we are only going to talk about changes and what are we doing in terms of change and where are we headed towards. This will be a question for everyone. So let's talk about Prajwal. Prajwal, you can add to whatever I told about you. And
So I feel I'm on cloud 9 after so many compliments. But how I would like to start would be, I come from a very supportive family, and I happen to be luckily the grandson of my grandfather, Mangturam Chaudhary, who lived not for himself but for the society. So I've always had this belief that sab koi apne liye jeete hain. The bliss you get to live for someone else and to do something for someone else will take you in a different level altogether. And that is how I started my life. It was COVID when I had to come back from Australia. So I was a little agitated that I was in Australia I was supposed to be there for 6 months, but I came back in 6 weeks. Thanks to COVID, whatever happens, happens for good. And I joined my family business. In my family business, I learned that how we are creating, how we have been the first in a lot of industries. And that always had or created a spike in me that I want to get into a new industry that is not related to my family. Right. Because that should be something from the third generation side to carry forward the legacy. And that is where I got introduced to something called as Chatterbox. Sunday mornings, a group of students used to gather together to learn about confidence building and public speaking. So one fine morning, I reached out to Dheeraj Bhaiya and I told him I'll come. So he told me, okay, you come. And it was so smart move by him that I joined the session, and in a very few weeks I told that I want to continue this. So he told me, why don't you continue for a few more weeks? He wanted to see whether I am consistent or not. And that day is December 2022, and now we are almost in December 2025. So it's been the 3 years of consistency that made me realize that if you're consistent and you have that hunger to create things for the society, for the people, things will be sustainable in nature. So I would say the hunger to keep learning and doing with the beautiful people in the city, it's helping us sustain and be recognized for our efforts that we are putting in.
So I think another thing that I've always spoken to Prajwal about is that I really like the way he dresses. If you look at whatever he's wearing today also, he always puts in a very conscious effort that he dresses his part. You know, if he's coming today, what should he wear? And तू बता यार, तू करता है क्या ऐसा?
And that has come to him through his dad, you know.
Oh.
I think his dad that little time that we had met him previously also, he was one of the smartest guys to look. उनके चेहरे में ना एक शाइन है ना, ऐसे लगता है पॉलिश करके घूमते हैं. Till date. And he was, of course, for people who do not know, he's one of the smartest guys in the this industry, press industry. Somebody who pioneered a lot of things.
Yes.
You know, when people were thinking about small printing press, he was at different level. He was imagining, thinking, and he was मतलब एक अलग ही different level का वो हमेशा सोचते थे.
It's always been the family that has made me believe in thinking really big, and my mom who always taught me to keep your feet on the ground, because if you can balance both, people will love you. And that's the best thing you can attain in life if you're human.
When I joined Toastmaster, one of the first chapters of Toastmaster here, Dheeraj was with me, and there were other people who were with me. And then when Chatterbox started and all, I was closely observing things. My son was one of the first students, and now he's in DU studying. So that time I used to go and see, you know, I still believe, you know, I've always believed that anybody who speaks well will do well, who understands what he's speaking will do well in life. If some student is not doing Chatterbox being in Siliguri, he's really missing out something.
The other thing that I was feeling the other day, जब मैं आया था, I have only attended Chatterbox once, which was last week. मैं इधर ही बैठा था, and the entire time, genuinely I had a smile on my face. It was only because I had always wanted to attend a session for Chatterbox. मैंने इसको बोला भी, वो 3 Idiots में ना, वो इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज में फर्स्ट डे होता है ना उसका, तो उसको टीचर बोलता है तुम मुस्कुरा क्यों रहे हो, तो बोलता है मैं हमेशा से इधर आना चाहता था, आज आ गया हूँ तो बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है. तो मेरे को वैसा ही फील आ रहा था. एंड नाउ ब्रेक दिस डाउन, व्हाई वाज आई फीलिंग दिस? Maybe I know Prajwal, maybe I know Dheeraj Golian, but that's not enough. I think the brand that they have created, it is a feel good brand. मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है मैं क्यों नहीं जुड़ा हुआ हूँ अभी तक, मैं क्यों नहीं गया हूँ अभी तक. You know, it was a moment of pride for me. You know, what happens when we go to a 5-star restaurant, our habits change a little bit. Plate change कर दीजिए, नया कटलेट, you know, our attitude changes a little bit. वो होता ही है. So when I was a part of Chatterbox for that one day, I felt today I'm different. You know, I'm a part of something which is very feel good for me.
So when I joined in the year 2022 December, I myself was never an orator. The disclaimer is I was not a orator. When I was in school, I goofed up a lot of times to an extent that my legs used to shiver so much that my friends used to tell me that you can stop your speech because your legs are shivering and it's clearly visible. And no one helped me. It was the hard way I learned that you need to learn it. So I joined Toastmasters, I practiced, I participated, and the efforts and the practice sessions that I put into, I came here and still I'm learning. So when I joined Chatterbox, I was helping children, and with the process, we used to publish a lot of videos, share a lot of pictures of the children who used to speak. And whenever in Chatterbox, we have a grand finale, basically a graduation after every 3.5-4 months. And on that day, not a single grand finale has gone by where a parent has not cried. Looking at the child speak, when the parent used to drop those children to the Chatterbox classroom, They used to tell us, मेरा बच्चा तो बोलता ही नहीं है, introvert है. So we told them, give us some time, but I'm not giving you a guarantee that वो 4 महीने में बोलेगा ही बोलेगा. If God forbid he doesn't speak, we are here, we are not leaving the city and going. So that usually helped us to win confidence of the parents, that's number one. And number two, the children spoke. And that is how we got inquiries from other cities that you're doing chatterbox. And the beauty of Siliguri is, Siliguri के लोग हर जगह मौजूद हैं. You go to Dubai, there's a person from Siliguri. You go to America, there's a person from Siliguri. You go to Nagpur, there's a person from Siliguri. You go to Raipur, there's a person from Siliguri. So these common points had references in Siliguri who knew what chatterbox is. And they reached out to us that we also want to do chatterbox. And that is how we discovered a model called as a franchisee model. No one is born with a business manual. We learn it in the process. So that is where we realized we are expanding now. So we gave a franchisee. And when we gave franchisee, we didn't want that franchisee to run on its own. We had one philosophy, because I've seen in BNI and in Toastmaster as well, that if you're a member of a particular chapter, you go to any part of the world, you are eligible to attend that session and the experience is same. So we had that same belief that if I give a franchisee to a new location, the experience of that child should be same. So we created SOPs, KPIs and systems that these are the simple things you need to follow. And it clicked. People started following and they started getting students and they started making money, most importantly. Like Sanjay Bhai mentioned, helping is a different story altogether. Making a business is a different story altogether. And if you combine both, you become a sustainable business that's making money at the same time helping people. So that is how we discovered the franchisee model, how systems in place can be replicated by different people. And today we are proud to say that 95% of our team is women. Wow. So directly, indirectly, we are promoting women entrepreneurs. And the goal is that today, if you are a wife in a family or if you are a mother in a family, you should be not called by your husband's name or your child's name. You should be called by your name. So these are the few touch points that we amalgamated together. And it was not planned, to be very honest. It fell in place. And now we are just trying to get across every city possible in the country.
So I think we'll now speak about sort of the little information that I have about him. I'm sure all of you are going to add on to it. He is a serial entrepreneur in the true sense is what I felt. He picks up one, solves it, goes to the next is what I felt. So he is the founder of Polypacks, which creates packaging materials for larger brands. He's a big time fitness enthusiast and that's when he started Cult Fit in Siliguri. And then eventually when Cult Fit picked up, he started Elevate, which is again a fitness center above Cult Fit, which is mostly into pickleball is what I know.
Yeah. You know everything about it.
There are other things also, I think rock climbing and other things, but it's known for pickleball.
Pickleball, correct.
And people are crazy about it because I have friends going there. He understands consumer behavior. That's why he's been able to build consumer brands. He understands retail, fitness, the young culture of the city, and he tries to predict where people are headed towards is what I felt.
I think you have summed everything up very well. Yeah, so we have been together with the branding work with Cult Fit as well as Elevate. So yeah, so thanks for that. Yeah, it was amazing. And what I wanted to do actually in Siliguri was I've experienced all these things outside somewhere else. So I'm from Bangalore basically. So in Bangalore I've experienced Cult. Then I thought, why not get it to Siliguri? Because Siliguri, there are local gyms over here, but that experience is missing. The group class experience. If someone wants to do, someday suppose I want to do yoga. You do yoga. You want to do dance, you do dance. You want to do something else, you do something else. There's a lot of things to do. You're never bored. So in fact, people come to me, they tell me, yaar, normal gym जाके लगता है daily same चीज़ कर रहा हूँ. यहाँ पर there are so many options, I'm confused. मैं करूँ तो करूँ क्या? So that's the thing that we wanted to do.
Plus, I think it's for all ages.
It's for all ages,
Gym
yeah.
में there is always this thing कि यार old लोग कैसे जाएंगे या बहुत young लोग कैसे जाएंगे, तो वो भी solve होता है.
Correct. तो वही था कि basically I never saw it as a business perspective. Always saw it कि let's just get something which is not here. Maybe people will like it. Why not? Yeah, the city will grow somehow. And yeah, that was the whole intention to it. And with Elevate, I had gone to US last year and started playing pickleball with Jiju every single day. I just loving the sport. Let's get this to Siliguri. Then again I started the work, and we started off with Elevate, and what a response. Yeah, it's going fabulous. And looking at the people change. The best part is people who used to go clubbing, who used to party and activity या fitness था ही नहीं, they have literally changed. So a lot of people came to me for that and they told me, yeah सौरभ मैं कभी इतना करता ही नहीं था, अब मैं यहाँ पर इतना regular कर रहा हूँ, I am surprised. In that also we have added some new things which are not there normally.
Ability to play squash. How it changed? Cult has changed it. The other people who have put in pickleball have changed it. When you do not give people space to play, a community which is helping each other, talking to each other, supportive of each other, things will not evolve. You build the city with pubs, you build the city with party places, as everybody. See, when you build a lot of party places in the city, what happens? The kids, even who are in class 5 and 6, they want to go to those places to do their birthday parties. They will say we'll go in the daytime. You know, but this is, to my observation, I don't find it very, very But when you build places like pickleball, where people are going and playing a sports, and what has changed, I tell you, people who don't go in the morning, they go in the evening. They are open. So they are playing. Once you start to play, sports is such addictive now. You really start getting into competitions. You start to feel competitive spirit, supportive spirit, you know. I can write a book on sports, to be very true, you know. How sports helps you in just about everything in your life. How you talk to people, how you move, how you do business and everything. And you know, this competitive spirit, but more than that, what it helps is it develops a respect for the other people around you. And places like cult, if somebody is not doing, what I feel, somebody is not being able to do something at a very, very high level, you'd be encouraged by others, take one step, and that's why he feels, yeah, I can do it. So the ecosystem is very, very important. That's why we said, when we talk about Wownooks, you know, everybody, you won't believe, till date, tells me Wownooks will fail in Siliguri. And they tell me only one thing, whenever I go and meet people, you are 10 years ahead of time. Wownooks should have come after 10 years. And they tell me right on my face, does it have a market? I said, no, it doesn't have a market. But what I tell them, do you feel, any times feel that I have money to burn? I don't have money to burn. Whenever an entrepreneur, he has done Chatterbox, he studied. Ma'am has done so much, they studied. He has done cult. He must have studied something and then bought cult.
Right.
I am very sure he did not put all the money into it. He studied something he knew. I'm taking a bit of risk, but he had some conviction. He had some conviction.
Yes.
I'll tell you a small study. You look back at that time, you didn't have 5 people in the room who were ready for YI. Think about the women entrepreneurs in the city. How many women entrepreneurs do you all think are there in the city today?
10%? No.
Yeah, we can see a ratio.
In terms of numbers, if I ask you.
Not many.
You know, there's BNI, there's Shepreneurs, there's Ficky Flow, there are so many. We don't know the numbers.
But what, do you have the number?
I'll tell you some rough figures. There are 250 entrepreneurs at least. On an average, if they have 2%, 3% team with them, that makes 750, 800 people.
Yes.
Tell me an infrastructure in Siliguri which after 7 p.m. in any of those buildings, that woman entrepreneur can stay and put down the shutters and come back to her home. Tell me one of the buildings which, if she does not have a washroom inside her office, and for a person having a 3 or 4 people team to have a washroom inside her office, that means she needs a bigger infrastructure. If she takes a smaller infrastructure, she doesn't have a washroom. Is there any building, barring 1 or 2, where there is a common washroom which is being maintained, which is hygienic?
Not at all.
I'm just telling you about one of the parameters out of the 10, 12 parameters that we take.
But I would like to add, any entrepreneur who starts a business goes around the room to ask, मैं ये काम करूँ कि नहीं करूँ? Genuine. If I'm starting a business, I'll ask my friend, bro, कैसा लग रहा है काम? I'll ask my maybe mentors, कैसा लग रहा है आपको? I have this yardstick. If 80% of the people say no, that don't do it, you should do it.
Yes.
I'll tell you.
I agree with you.
And it happens this way.
Yeah,
80% will tell you no.
Yeah. So I shared a picture of Wownooks twice on my social media. Most of my friends, most of my acquaintance firstly asked ये Wownooks क्या है? I explained to them the concept. When they understood the concept, भाई market ही नहीं है, पैसा जलेगा. I told this is where that person takes that audacious step and makes not just money but builds an industry to people to follow and replicate. So maybe not this year. In 2 years' time, this you might fall short of chairs.
I was meeting him in Bangalore. He had come for a run.
Most of the people meet me when I travel for the runs.
Take at least 50% of this room along with you to run to a different city.
See, first I have to take my wife along. Now, the main problem that I have now is that once I'm targeting the runs which are out of the country, the first time I told about this idea to my wife, what she told me, nice idea, huh? We need to stay a week after that. What she said, we need to stay. She's coming with me, and then we need to stay a week after that. So everything is planned in that way.
Only then you're allowed to run. Otherwise, you'll not be allowed.
Otherwise, I would not be allowed to run.
So we were in Bangalore and we met at a coffee shop, and his run was the next day. So of course we were discussing, and Wownooks was just beginning. I again asked him that is there a market for this? Will this work? Are there enough people? The same questions, because he told me something which genuinely changed my mind. Although it doesn't have any kind of stat, but it does have a pattern. He said when there were no apartments in Siliguri, one person stood up and said, I'm going to make apartment, and then the other people said, "Arey Siliguri mein apartment nahi chalega, bahut zameen hai. The land is also cheap. Nobody wants to live in apartments." So, and now if you look at Siliguri, I think there are 10,000 flats being made right now. Then he said, somebody stood up and said, I want to make the first mall in Siliguri. And then people had a lot of different questions about restaurants, all of this also, say Cult Fit, Chatterbox, these kind of Uttarayan also.
Yes.
I mean, people were very skeptical. I mean, I remember we have a couple of pieces of land in Uttarayan, and when it started, the prices were really cheap. If you all remember,
It's a 1,25,000.
I'll tell you a story behind that also.
Yeah, it was very, very cheap.
Can we call this pattern FOMO pattern?
No, this is not a FOMO pattern, this is a pattern. You recall Mahatma Gandhi once said, first they will laugh at you, then they will follow you. Something like this he said. Now, and this is a fact. Because to judge others is very easy. But I think ये एक अच्छा चीज़ है. When people try to put doubts on your conviction, you go back to the boardroom and you study more on it. And you try to say कि मैं क्यों ये feel कर रहा हूँ कि ये चलेगा और ये क्यों feel कर रहे हैं कि ये नहीं चलेगा. Let me do more homework on that. And then you start to work more on it. And then you end up doing something which is even more better. With Uttarayan, I'll tell you a small story. It's a nice story that you'll like. We used to do home loans for LIC housing. Our chartered accountancy firm, and we are the DSS for LIC housing. So first allotment came at 1 lakh rupees per kattha. So 4 kattha land का 4 lakh रुपया था. So they opened the allotment for D zone and they were oversubscribed. So they immediately opened for the F zone. तो F zone का भी वो लोग ओपन करके ओवर सब्सक्राइब था. उनको भी लगा हमारा माल नहीं बिकेगा. सब बोल रहा था, हम बुझा थॉट कि हमारा माल नहीं बिकेगा. सब ओवर सब्सक्राइब. तो वो लोग बोला कि बिकने वाला माल तो नहीं है, चलो लोगों को बाकी का दूसरा जोन भी चेप दो, अभी तो बिक जाएगा. अभी एक फोमो क्रिएटेड है. तो वो लोग ने एफ जोन खोल के सबको अलॉट. सडनली एक हवा चला where people started to say क्या किया. People started to cancel there. One after another cancellation start. I recall one of my friends got the allotment. He was very excited. Allotment मिल गया. He thought कि लॉटरी लग गया. I said पैसे दे के लेना है, लॉटरी नहीं लगा है. So he said कि हाँ पैसे तो दे देंगे. तो हम बोला कि पैसे देने का भी बहुत ईजी सिस्टम है. उस टाइम LIC का लोन बहुत कम, अराउंड 6.9% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. तो 4 लाख में LIC was giving अराउंड 3-3.25 लाख रुपए का लोन. मैं बोला कि थोड़ा तो आप लोग दे ही दियो, थोड़ा और दे दोगे, उसके बाद में ये 2,500-3 हज़ार रुपए की EMI आएगी. तो आई सेड ओके, आई विल गो. जिम कोई दूसरा अच्छा ब्रांड ले आएगा. व्हेन यू क्रिएट समथिंग व्हिच इज अ बिट ऑफ अ टॉप नॉच एंड यू ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम बिल्ड अ कम्युनिटी in that's the entry barrier to his business. If we can build, when we have a center at Kolkata, when we built Siliguri, somebody said कि आप कोलकाता से ना थोड़ा सा नीचे लेवल का बनाओ. सबका यही सजेशन था क्योंकि सिटी है, आपको प्राइसिंग नहीं मिलेगा, ये नहीं मिलेगा. We sat down and we discussed and we said कि कोलकाता से ना 1.5x बनाओ.
Yes, absolutely.
यहाँ के लोग और कोलकाता के लोगों में कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है. और आप जब कुछ बना रहे हो तो उससे और थोड़ा बेटर बनाओ ना. लोगों को तो ये तो लगे कि भाई हमको वही प्राइसिंग में एक 5-स्टार फैसिलिटी मिल रही है. और फिर उसमें एक कम्युनिटी बिल्ड करो, उसमें एक लोगों को एक कोलैबोरेटिव अप्रोच दो, तो फिर लोग उससे connect होंगे और.
But then Cultfit did another thing very interesting, which I think you will know a little more than me. They tried, when they had a lot of money, when they raised funds, they did a bunch of stuff together. उन्होंने ना sugar.fit खोल दिया for diabetes. Merchandising, they did things very differently. So they opened a bunch of stuff. They acquired a few companies also, and a lot of them didn't work. Other people in the industry said, you know, why did you do this? ये तो बंद हो गए सारे. तो उनका ये कहना था, यार मेरे को पता था ये बंद होगा. मैं 100 चीजें कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को पता है 2 चीजें भी चल गई इसमें से, तो मैं बड़ा कर दूंगा. Cult Fit का वो जो मॉडल है, they have taken over all the gyms. Most of the gyms in larger cities are Cult Fit only now.
Yes, and I'll just cut in that. They have in fact taken over Gold's Gym in India. Gold Gym in India is owned by Cult.
Gold Gym now is, I think, closed, kya?
No, it's owned by Cult. So yeah.
Now they've rebranded it as Cult. All the
you
Gold
can
Gym
continue
center.
with your Gold Gym branding as well.
अच्छा.
But Cult का भी branding रहेगा वहाँ पर.
Oh.
And it's a part of Cult now.
I
so
think eventually they'll shut Gold's Gym or maybe.
I'm not sure what's their plan is, but they are growing massively. Yeah, मतलब I guess it's around 650 plus centers across India.
तो मतलब आप वैसे सोचो ना, there is one pure cult का center which has group classes, which has gym and all of that, जो अपना है. When they wanted to expand, what they saw is the other gyms, standalone gyms, they just have equipment और उनके आगे पीछे कुछ नहीं है. उन्होंने उसको कल्ट में ब्रांडिंग किया, टेक डाला कि भाई अब तुम कल्ट से कहीं भी कोई भी कहीं भी जा सकता है. तो इन वेयर आई लिव इन बैंगलोर, इन 1 किलोमीटर का रेडियस देयर एटलीस्ट 10 कल्ट फिट्स. लेकिन वहाँ सब जगह ग्रुप क्लासेस नहीं होते. ग्रुप क्लासेस 2 में होते हैं. बाकी सब जिम्स है जो उन्होंने टेक ओवर कर लिया, विच इज नाउ कल्ट फिट. सो आई कैन गो विथ माई मेंबरशिप, स्कैन एंड यूज द जिम. तो फैसिलिटी जो है वो कल्ट की हो गई, स्टाफ कल्ट के हो गए. So they have taken over in that fashion.
So what I've seen is it's majorly community building.
Right.
So overall, whatever you're doing, I think if you like in Chatterbox as well,
Same.
community building is what helps you grow ultimately.
I think in any brand, for Wownooks for example, if Sanjay Bhaiya talks about Wownooks, it might not produce that effect as I talk about. Because I'm not inclined towards or biased towards that. Same for Chatterbox. So we have a community where we have 450 people. So they, whenever they travel and when they read, they don't share that book with their family. They're sharing that book on the community that this is the read for my travel, this is my travel partner with the bookmark. So we give bookmarks. So it sees that it's not me who's promoting it, it's the community members who's promoting it. And I think in marketing you will second me, it's not the directors or the directly involved people who are driving the company, but the community who's talking about the company that's making the company thrive.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to add on Wownooks. My daughter, when she shifted here because of a backache and all, when she was in 1 year in Noida. So we were looking for a space, everywhere, a city center and other commercial space. It was coming out heavy rent, right? Yeah. And table bhi lao, chair bhi lao, interior bhi karo. Then there is no washroom. City center mein you have lot of छोटा office, but washroom ke liye aapko common washroom. It's quite a no-no.
Acha, city center also has common washroom.
Yeah, there are few. So it took us 3 months. Calcutta I knew it. So I used to ask him, Siliguri mein kab aayenge? The moment I saw in LinkedIn and social media, that I instantly, messaged him. Then I told my daughter also, like, this is the place where you should go and see. She was quite reluctant, he was, Mama, kaise hoga? Like, because they have that, Siliguri, I don't know how it will be. And I said, you'll get networking also, like living, being there with a lot of other, entrepreneurs. You'll have a lot of networking. Then I came, I saw, and then I told her, you come together, let us come. When she came here, we didn't take even 30 minutes to decide.
Immediate decision.
Because this space, cafeteria, there's small room, conference hall, immediately she said yes. So this is how, like most of the people may not be aware. The young group like this will always prefer this.
When they come and they start working here I'm seeing suddenly our day passes are 750 plus GST. Daily आके day passes ले लेते हैं. And there's people who have been working for 15-16 days continuously with day passes.
Day pass.
I went up to them and told एक सीट ले लो. सस्ता पड़ेगा. बोला आप क्यों बोल रहे हैं हमको? हम बोला यार मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा आप क्या कर रहे हो? तो बोला कि once I came the first day, before coming I had a different impression. I worked on day 1, I had a different. Worked on day 2. After the third and fourth day, I realized I could not have a better place to work.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So that's why I'm coming daily.
Because I think in Siliguri, it's difficult to work from home.
Very difficult.
Practically. Because at home, the schedule of the ecosystem at home, the timings of safai, the timings of home being cooked. Imagine so even at Chatterbox, we are functioning literally on Google Meet and Zoom. So some days if I have to take break from my family office or maybe from Chatterbox office and work from home, I have to adapt to my home schedule. So it's difficult because the flow gets broken.
I'll tell you about an entrepreneur who has a 2000 square feet office here in Siliguri. And he has been working from that office for the last 6-7 years. He has taken a cabin here with him. And I said, why? Well, I want to work in a place very silently without my people coming to me again and again and I can stop them and all. So I said, you take a meditation room. Well, I need that sort of an atmosphere.
No, I think in Siliguri, the culture is your relatives or your business partners, they come to your office.
Right.
They sit in your cubicle and you're bantering and chatting about all the things in the world.
Absolutely.
मतलब वो ताज़ा खबर आपको चेंबर में मिल रहा
right,
है. So where will you work?
So from that, I think we'll move to Lakshmi ma'am. I'm meeting you for the first time.
Yeah.
You also are meeting her
Yeah,
for
for
the
the
first
first
time. Sanjay ji told me about you in the morning. I thought कि यार ये तो best होगा हमारे लिए क्योंकि she genuinely is a change maker.
Absolutely.
In a lot of ways. So a few things that I know about you, that you are CEO director at Lakshmi Group, and you represent township planning, community development, large scale real estate, place making and long term city vision. When we are saying that the airports are improving, the railway stations are improving, the flyovers are getting made now, and with different kinds of businesses that are sprung up here, I think it'll be great to hear from you.
In the real estate like Lakshmi Township, I'll just give you a brief about my background. I was in the tea industry for 10 years, so 1997. Many people, when they say you can't do it, so I was there to say I will make it happen. After 1857, in the tea industry, there were no female planter. When I was in the college, Darjeeling St. Joseph College, so my brother-in-law was the management, he was the director of tea promoters and also with the other tea industry out there. So I used to visit his bungalow, every weekend, Saturday, Sunday ho. My father was in Arunachal police that time, so I was here in Darjeeling. So every day, जब मैं जाती थी, I used to see 60% of the women were workforce, but कोई lady planter नहीं थे, all male. So ऐसा करते करते 6 months 7 months passed. Then he used to take me for the tea tasting at Planters Club, some other garden. Maybe all male. I was in the second year, BA second year.
This is in 97.
This was in 95. So I was political science honors. So मुझे लगता था, मैंने बोला उनको कि why there is no female out there? Women कोई planter नहीं, बोला women planter अभी तक कोई आया ही नहीं, किसी ने interest भी नहीं दिखाया, and very difficult for the women to do. I said, why? Then he said, you come only twice a week. You see the greener side, bungalow, lot of, house help. You see, bada acha khana, British type, but you have not seen the internal thing. Like you have to work 18 hours, 20 hours. You have to work down, undulating terrain. Then factory mein raat bhar rehna padega. Subah mein fir manufacturing. Will women be able to do? Will you be able to do it? So, I thought, let's give it a try. But I was preparing myself to become an IPS officer because that's what my father taught me, and I was the NCC Sea cadet with gold medalist from West Bengal and Sikkim. So I did a parade at Republic Day. So my training wo chal raha tha, All of a sudden, when I was in second year, I said, I will be. If you'll take me, he said, let me speak to many people. So he spoke to many people during the tastings also, a lot of tea planters, tea owners. मैंने कहा आपको क्या लगता है कि वुमेन प्लांटर बने? ये होगा नहीं, वुमेन का बस का बात नहीं है, मैंने कहा क्यों? कौन जाएगा वहाँ में नीचे में चल के सुबह 6 बजे उठना है, रात 12 बजे में फैक्ट्री में रहना है, फिर अगर सुबह उठना है, कोई करेगी? Then I told my brother-in-law that same night while having dinner, I will be the candidate for this if tea promoters takes me. Then he spoke to many people, to the owner. And then it was decided that if I want to become, then he said, 2 महीना तुम अरुणाचल नहीं जाओगे to meet your father. You stay here. I'll give you a training. तो 2 महीने while I was in Darjeeling, Pannam tea state में उन्होंने मुझे training दिया. It started from 6 a.m. मुझे सुबह पन्नम से रांगेरुंग भेज दिया चलने के लिए. In December. वहाँ से नदी करके पार करके ऐसे करके देन वहाँ पे रांगेरुंग में लंच वंच हुआ तो गाड़ी भेज दिया. This was in 1994. So मैं गई, then after that jeep आया तो then I came back again to Pannam. He said, jeep में अभी आए हो, तुम गए पैदल से. Now have tea, go to the factory. You will be in the factory till 12 o'clock at night. 12 बजे तक factory में, I couldn't sleep. मेरा पूरा cramps हो गया यहाँ पे, you know. He said, I want to see the training. ऐसे करके he 2 महीना तक this was the training. Every day. And he said, you have passed. So, 1996, I passed out from St. Joseph College, Darjeeling, political science honors. My father said, you have to go to Delhi for your preparation.
Which year did you say?
1996. So then my father said, now you have to prepare yourself for this UPSC. I said, no. I will become the first lady tea planter in Darjeeling. He was so shocked, you know, like I've prepared you for this. So he was very sad, unhappy. ये करते करते then Mr. Binod Mohan, Mr. Bridge Mohan was the owner. Then he said, I will give you a training 1 year at Siliguri NITM, National Institute of Tea Management. So you do the training of tea proper. Now we are preparing you to become the first lady tea planter in Darjeeling. I did that, you know, very passionate about it. And I was the gold medalist out there. So March 1997, I joined Tea Estate, Sevoke Tea Estate. So that was the period where I broke the glass ceiling of becoming the first lady tea planter. And it was not very easy at all. So, you know, a young girl being there as a chota saap, you know, because chota saap hi bolte the, controlling us, you know, the supervisors, my colleagues, manager used to feel, ye kya kar legi, you know, isko to main, like, how will she work in the garden? Will she be able to go down? But I was totally groomed by my brother-in-law. तुमको हर मोड़ पे ये आएगा. You have to be fit. You have to be, you know, very strong, mentally strong. 15 days हुआ था. I was in the factory. So 2 gentlemen, like the driver, they came and they said, Pura fully drunk. And I was sitting there on Sunday. That was my duty. Factory को देखना है Sunday में. So I was there and he said कि मैंने मुझे चाबी चाहिए, चाबी, tractor का चाबी, you know, fully drunk. I said, no, you are not getting this. He said, you don't know me, huh? You don't know me, let me come back. He came with 10 people, खुकुरी उकुरी लेके आया. Give me that key. मेरे को क्या हुआ? I just got up from my seat. उसका खुकुरी का हाथ ऐसे पकड़ के मैंने कहा मारो, तुम मुझे मारना चाहते हो. पूरा हाथ मैंने वो कर दिया. लेके मैंने कहा आ तू आ, you know. He ran away. Everyone ran away. And you know, that moment in the garden, the word of mouth fell. You know, like, she is not the person
you can intimidate.
And this was, even newspaper में आ गया, पूरा हल्ला फैल गया, you know, in Darjeeling. Like Himalaya Darpan. It was printed in Himalaya Darpan. Yeah.
Great.
ये जो first lady tea planter.
Somehow connected.
Yeah. So ये and Himalaya Darpan. Himalaya Darpan is every house in Darjeeling. Himalaya Darpan जब तक नहीं आएगा चाय नहीं पिएगा, दिन का, you know, शुरुआत ही नहीं होता है. Everyone read, you know.
Today also.
Yeah, even today. So everyone read कि ये लक्ष्मी लिंबू जो है इतने साल की है, अभी ये हुआ. And you know, believe it or not, people started respecting me because I used to work 18 hours. रात में भी जाती थी चौकीदार के साथ, you know, they respected. Same person जो ट्रैक्टर ड्राइवर था मुझे बाइक सिखाया. In that tea garden का जो undulating terrain, कितने बार गिर गई, you know, like that 1 hour I used to get for my rest. उन्हें बोला मैडम आपको मैं बाइक सिखाऊंगी. He became very good friend of mine, you know. Bike सीख के मैं बाइक में I used to go, you know, पूरा garden घूमती करके, you know, like. Then he said, I will teach you jeep, जो open jeep होता था ना. So I purchased after 2-3 years पैसा जमा करके open jeep. So he only taught me that, you know. So this is the spirit which I came from that background. 10 years I was in tea. Then 2007 I shifted to CII. So when I was in CII, so tea garden से हम लोग जो सिलीगुड़ी आते थे, हम लोग खाली, you know, like we used to come to the shops to buy things, grocery से मेरा आज factory का ये खराब हो गया, you know, like machinery parts. So we used to come to Siliguri. Siliguri इतना नहीं आते थे. Like we used to spend most of the time. Siliguri for us was like London, you know. Yeah. तो कभी-कभी आते थे हम लोग. So when I shifted in 2007, because I got an opportunity, somebody was looking for a face for North Bengal CII. And they approached me and I said, let me take the chance out here. And my husband was also transferred to Bengal. You know, he was in the army. So 2007, when I came here, it was totally new for me. I didn't know anyone in the industry, like, you know. No one. So Mr. Kamal Kumar Mittal was the chairman of CI North Bengal. Yeah, PCM. So I met him, and then he groomed me. उनके वहाँ पे office भी दिया, though we had an office at Ravi Auto. So I was groomed. Then he said, now, Lakshmi, 6 months ही हुआ था. Now we have to take a delegation to Russia. Our industry, CI delegation to Russia. मैंने कहा मैं सिलीगुड़ी अभी आई हूँ, for me मुझे लंदन लगता है, अभी Russia to lead the delegation, meeting so many ministers, it was lined up, So then we were around, I think, 18 industry members, Mr. Mittal and all who's who of this place. And we went there, That was the confidence that I built up. And gradually, I understood what Siliguri was and what needs to change. We only knew tourism, tea, trade, itna hi tha. So gradually we started developing MSME, a lot of other things, then logistics, because a lot of pharma companies had come from Sikkim. So all these, so gradually, all these 16 years, we have developed Siliguri with the policy changing, with the government, of course, with CII. So this is how the journey started. And then in 2022, I joined Lakshmi Group. So because I was very passionate to see how Uttarayan has changed the landscape of Siliguri. And today, if you see, in Uttarayan, I was doing the survey, like there are around 10,000 plus employment, livelihood, and they are getting 16,000 to 18,000 per month. Those who were working in the tea garden. So, the average livelihood and the amount of revenue they are getting just for working in 2-3 houses, that's only for 5 to 6 hours, that has changed, because there are again a lot of other activities which is going on, like there are auto rickshaws, there are ancillary units which has come. So this has changed. When this has changed, the total real estate and the development of Siliguri has also changed with the starting of Uttarayan Township. The land value, the valuation has changed. And when there is a lot of demand for the real estate, you feel that the socio-economic and the livelihood has totally changed the perspective of what we have seen today. So now you can see a lot of real estate companies, lot of small plot holders, So then the people from Northeast, the people from Bihar, the international, states, countries, they come up and they invest here. Why? Because they've seen the potential in Siliguri, in real estate. Like he said, like we have now new airport that is coming up. NGP station will be revived. Then we have this Gorakhpur Siliguri highway, which is 583 kilometers, which may take how many hours? Now this will complete by 6 hours journey. So, the Asian highway connecting to Myanmar, South Asian countries. So all these has created Siliguri a greater impact. So we at Lakshmi Township, we also believe in community. I think you have never seen the 30% of the green space which Uttarayan has. Never in India you'll find, even in big cities. So the concept is you live in a sustainable environment, you have a very good life, and also live in a community. Because when you move to Uttarayan in the morning, you see everyone, every age group is there walking, sitting there, discussing, So we believe in sustainability, we believe in the development of not just the promoters, but also developing the community, the workforce. Like in Makaibari, what we do. Like Makaibari is one of the most famous tea estate globally. But we also believe in developing the workforce of the Makaibari tea estate. Why? Because we give them, the additional income, like we have honey productions, we have spices productions like, mint, large cardamom, haldi, ginger. So these are the areas where they get additional income, and we have the buyback policy. So this way, like each one of us, in our business also, which I feel that not just developing our own company, but we should build the community, the people who are working with us. So this is where, the cash flow, then Siliguri grows, and then there is a nation building. This is what I feel.
At times what you used to see na, when people used to discuss, so they were looking for her कि लक्ष्मी से डिस्कस करते हैं, MSME कॉन्क्लेव करना है, तो लक्ष्मी कहाँ पे है, CIA कहीं जाता था, तो ऐसे होता था ना, chairman women तो always they have been a top people in the city who have worked, who have served as the chairman, co-chairman, if you look at people who have served in CIA. But then she was always with the chairman and the vice chairman when they were discussing with the government policy, advocacy or anything.
Yes.
She was always a part of the entire process. So she was strongly understood the subject much better than maybe most other people understood.
So that's why after leaving CI didn't leave me. So everyone approached like, you should be a part of CI, and how do you become the part? Like then they started adding that real estate and infrastructure panel also.
But how has it been to change industry? So you spent good initial years in the tea industry, tea estate, tea plantation, now into real estate, not just individual real estate, but city level real estate.
So it's a diverse sector, since I had an experience in CI, being the chamber, networking, understanding, each and every vertical subsectors, like even real estate, MSME. So here, those experience has helped me empower the industry where I'm working. So because I have same networking, whether it's government or whether with the people of Siliguri, the stakeholders. Today, I'm very confident that मैं किसी को भी एक call करूँ and I request for something, nobody will say no to me in Siliguri. Because for me, Siliguri is my home, my karma bhumi. So, Siliguri is totally a family, because whatever I am today is because of Siliguri. Siliguri has made me the person I am, and made me stronger, made me bolder. Because when I was in tea estate, I was just working with the group of people, the workers and the manager, right? That was because I was very junior assistant. So that was only that level. But when it came to Siliguri, there are a lot of stakeholders, industry, then society, press, then all the government machineries, whether it's state, center, district, and everywhere. So today also, when you'll tell someone ki Lakshmi, kon Lakshmi, CI ka Lakshmi, they will know like that. Yes. So, we have built together, like in Siliguri, what I feel is, like Sanjay ji and we will argue. हम लोग झगड़ा करेंगे कुछ चीजों को लेकर.
Right.
Like it is a family, we never take it to our heart.
It's the issue-based differences, which is always very healthy.
Yes.
The end of the issue, the differences go away. The issue-based differences is always healthy.
But we didn't know you. Now that we know you, and you mentioned that.
Especially the story from Darjeeling that you had mentioned. That's
and when I first met you, that was a brief meeting, though it was a formal meeting. I was enjoying there because I love to listen, and I was listening the conversation you were having with the people there. I could understand that you have good share of experience in life, and you have good contribution towards different industries. And I always had this in mind: how do young entrepreneurs like us can get in the right track, either by associating with the right organizations? Because in Siliguri, I see we have TIE coming up. We already have Lions, RTI, YI, CI. How is it important for people like us to choose? Because it's difficult to choose the right organization, and how to leverage by contributing and also by reciprocating, taking back something. So how do we do that?
So, like now ICC, like ICC is there, the changes that ICC has brought, within certain 5-6 years?
5 years.
5 years. So he was the chair over there. Like I attended few of your meetings after leaving CI, because CI and ICC used to be very, so that also was there. But we were in person, we were never, we were very good. So it again depends on the leadership in any organization. Leadership, the secretariat, how you move. And you have to be, suppose you are a member of CI or ICC, you have to be engaged, yourself. You have to give your time. It's not that ki meeting mein aaya, khaya gaya, You have to be engaged, because this ICC, CI, FICCI are a powerful organization where you are working for a lobby for the industry policy, to bring the change of the industry policy. So young minds like you, because you have a lot of thought process, you have a lot of ideas how the policy may be obsolete, we don't know, but you all have a lot of things because today AI is taking over everything. So the policy needs to change. So in energy also, in like solar has come up, you know, and a lot of other areas like in MSME, like for the real estate also. What I was reading is like tomorrow the Gen Z and the millennial will be the 60% who will be taking the house
by
Buying the
2030.
2030. And you know how they will do, they will not go कि जैसे हम लोग जाते हैं ना फ्लैट देखने के लिए बाथरूम में, they will not do like that. It's all virtual. It's all virtual tour. So you know these are the policies which the government needs to change. To bring the change in the policy, you people are there to make the changes, to bring in the, you know, advocacy. You have to do the advocacy.
I think the key takeaway that I understood is, because I am a part of Lions and I have been very active till the time I was here, I never thought about Lions and these organizations as being change makers. Now that she's saying that, you know, this is like a lobby for that industry, and then when you come into this, your job is not to come, eat and go. Rather, you have to do something, contribute so that something changes and becomes better. I think I think this is the fundamental for any
See,
organization.
I'll relate to this very closely because I've been associated with a lot of organizations. I understand what Prajwal, from where he is coming, with so many organizations, which organizations do we join where we can give some value and take some value back at the same time as well. So I've been with the Institute of Chartered Accountants, served as a chairman, served ICC, fortunate to serve ICC for 2 years as a chairman, a part of CII, a part of CREDAI and all. What I've realized now, and I don't know if this is the right suggestion to you from the question that you have come up, you go to all these organizations, from the very first day, with all the organizations that I went up with only one mindset. I never went to any organization with a mindset I want to take back something. I went to a mindset, I asked myself, what is that I will get from this organization if you ask me. I thought I'll get back from this organization is I learn from the people who are there in this organization.
Yeah.
When I joined CII, I looked up all the seniors there. When I looked up at the chartered accountancy, when I came to the leadership role, my only thought process was that I'll observe these seniors. I'll get more opportunity to hang around with all these seniors.
Learning from observing.
Yeah.
Like I tell you, when I became a chartered accountant, I picked up 3 people. I'll take something from them and I'll name them right now. So I thought I'll learn from Mr. P.K. Shah. What I'll learn, he used to get up in the morning, 6 a.m. he was on road. He was the one who was doing morning work always and for years and years. From Gopal Chaudhary ji, he was one of the phenomenal speakers that we have had. And once he told me, Sanjay, I am really in love with how you speak. And you know, I told him that day, then he told me, and I told him, you know, the first time I heard you, I had sleepless night. And I used to dream कि गोपाल चौधरी जी ऐसे बोलते हैं. He is content, the way he used to move, voice modulation, Hindi, English मिला के, phenomenal. So I thought I'll learn that from him. Then I thought I'll pick up something from Horaji in terms of being humble and never ever trying to get into any sort of conflicts. So when I went to CII, when I went to any of the organizations, I always thought that this is a wonderful opportunity to me to be around with those people, identify what I like about those people and try to see if I can even take 5% or 10% out of that and imbibe that into my life in some way or the other.
Yeah, that's the biggest learning. Yeah.
And in any organization, if we end up landing into an organization and thinking I need to take something back, you will never be, we all will never be able to take back something from the organization. You would not be able to last because after a particular period of time, we will start to feel this is not giving me anything.
Yeah.
Because actually the organizations don't give you anything. Other than the networking, you don't get anything. Yes, as he said, now you have to see what you can give to the organization.
Yeah.
You identify the problems of the industry, you work on that, and you advocate that to the government. If you are able to get anything done for the industry, you would be remembered for a long period of time.
And you know, I was very fortunate because in CII, Rajiv Asina sir,
Right.
He's the senior bureaucrat. He was the chief secretary also.
Okay.
So he was my mentor, my coach, for anything, for like in industry, there'll be a lot of issues, like policy issues, छोटे
Absolutely.
issues, tourism mein ho, MSME mein ho. So he was our, coach, our mentor out there. All the Siliguri industry people will meet him and everyone will tell him कि मेरा ये issue है, मेरा ये statutory compliance नहीं हुआ यहाँ पे. He will immediately call, his colleagues and all. So that's how I got to learn many things from him. And even today I'm learning from him. And and I received the enterprising woman in Siliguri from Darpan. That was in 2014. That was quite surprising for me also. So that's why I say, for me, like whenever people say that Siliguri nahi, Siliguri aisa, I feel hurt. I feel really hurt. I said, "Aapne kya dekha hai?" And what do you know about
Absolutely,
Siliguri?
absolutely.
It's like when he's saying like Wownooks ke liye, people say aap 10 years ahead hai, because he has not aligned to the development of Siliguri. He has not thought. Have we ever thought that itna bada international airport aayenge? The Asian Highway will come, the Siliguri NJP will change, the Gorakhpur Siliguri lane will come. It's something like never thought of.
I think the city of Siliguri has huge hunger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And any city that has hunger, they can thrive.
Absolutely.
And the best part is, Siliguri people have been blessed to travel the world.
Yes.
You see around your own circle, they have been going around the world. They have been taking trips to Europe. They have been going for fitness events. Like I've seen Saurav Bhaiya going for a fitness event in Bali. So what is happening? Those people are observing, not just enjoying there, and getting that concept here in the city. And the best part is, people here want to accept. And there's huge hunger to accept and taste
and
the
very
new
simple
flavor.
people, out here. So most of my whom I know in metros like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Siliguri में पैसा है. I said, but एक आदमी का capacity है 100 crores का property खरीदने का. I tell them, but people are very simple. I said, people are there very simple, not like you wearing all those branded clothes and or earning like you may be having a 50 crores of business. But in Siliguri, there are many people who are 200, 300 crores, 500 crores, but you will never know.
Absolutely.
एक पान दुकान में जाएंगे, खाएंगे, समोसा हम लोग साथ मिलके खाएंगे. It's totally different. So you have to know Siliguri. So I argue in that sense, like.
So I'll tell you one more very relatable thing which you will relate. The growth of YI.
Yes.
The numbers of the growth of the YI is directly proportionate to the growth of the city.
Yes, I agree.
Now you try to understand how.
I agree.
When we are talking about that day, we could not find 10 youngsters who are back in the city after studying to Bangalore, Delhi and other places. Why we have 325 people with another 50 waiting there? How did this number emerge? This didn't grow up here. Out of this 400 people that they are talking, you will find at least 150 to 200 boys or girls who have been to the metro cities, took education, worked at the MNCs and are back into the city to do something in this city.
Yes.
Why?
They see the potential.
Yeah, it's directly proportional,
It's
what
directly
you're saying.
proportional to the growth of the city.
I think from that this is a great segue to come to me.
Yeah.
For somebody who has left Siliguri and gone to Bangalore.
To get back.
See, you're wrong on one.
come back.
See, you're wrong on one part. You said you have left Siliguri. You have not
No, I
left
have not.
Siliguri.
You must come back.
You have not left the city. You may have expanded, which
Yeah.
is a good sign for the
Yes,
city.
yes.
At the end of the day, we have somebody who has grown up here, started here maybe, and now he is also has an office in Bangalore where he sees more potential. Maybe his time is more there, but he hasn't left the city.
Right, that's why we are here today.
It's an
Yeah,
expansion.
absolutely, absolutely. And this is a
perspective
right-
has changed.
Yeah.
and we four of us sitting out here. You have three people who are already our clients, and the fourth one will be your client very soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe. So I feel this city has a lot of opportunities. This is a city of opportunities. They say pink city, this city, they name Siliguri a city of opportunity.
And here, we have this networking जो है हम लोग अरे I know this people.
Right.
आप वहाँ में जाइए ना.
हाँ.
You'll get a job
I had
there.
the same
Yeah.
point when we reach out to different cities for Chatterbox franchisee. I don't know how there's always a connect
They'll
in
know
the
you.
city.
Yes.
Either they are married to a different person living in a different city, or some way or the other. And Siliguri is renowned now.
You know, the other day he was telling me, na, you should do something where people, you make people feel rich. I'll tell you. He was talking. So I was just thinking right now. I was thinking, you know, when my in-laws, they come from Guwahati, na, the entire city makes me feel rich. How? You know, you get to go to the mall. Hi Sanjay ji, how are you? Hi Sanjay, how are you? Everybody is talking to me. And I start to feel rich. I go to a restaurant, you
Good
enter,
one.
and then somebody comes and shakes hands. Hey, bhaiya, aap kaisa hai? Then again I feel rich. With all my in-laws, I started to feel rich, and then I tell them, you see, you made
How
the right
well-
decision. You made the right decision. Very good point. Very good.
Right,
Sometimes
Jawai.
you made the right
In
decision.
Siliguri, it's odd. It's odd if you go out and you don't find
Find
someone
someone.
who don't know you.
Yeah.
Now, in fact, it's like if you're traveling outside Siliguri, also you'll find someone of
Yeah,
Siliguri there.
absolutely, absolutely.
These are some things that changed in my life, and then 6 months ago a massive change occurred in my life where so the reason I had gone to Bangalore is because I wanted to be at the epicenter of where things are happening. This is a fact that technology wise Bangalore is way ahead. Of course we are adapting and the entire world is becoming equals digitally. You know, I told this in Aman Chaudhary's podcast that we all are digitally equals today. Maybe the king of a Middle Eastern country has the same internet connection as me. He can search for everything that I can search for. I can search for anything that he can search for. Maybe I can't afford the same things, but we both can look up the same things. Like Prajwal was mentioning that you can't fool anybody today. The reason for that is we are all digitally equals. Everybody knows about everything. So 6 months ago, I figured that probably there is a lot happening with AI. In Bangalore, in every lane you will find 5 AI companies today. It is very similar to how the .com thing happened back in 2000, before 2000, where everyone opened they bought a domain, यही company है. You know, even if they did nothing, owning a domain was कि ये business हो गया. And of course that burst happened, valuations were super high. Probably something very similar is happening with AI, but AI is, if internet took us from 1 to 10, AI is taking us from 10 to a million. It's that huge because people are automating things left, right and center. Automating is a very small part of AI. When we use Blinkit and stuff like that, it's different for all of us. And it uses AI like anything, and we are just scratching the surface so far. We are not even there. So I'm sure all of us use ChatGPT at some level. So I started using ChatGPT a little more deeply compared to the average human. Because I have always been very interested in newer things. Of course, my background is slightly parallel to tech, although I'm not somebody from tech. I started managing my entire life on ChatGPT. What I did is I have different projects there. Say health is one, diet is one, astrology is one. Then there are clients from Arcadia. Every client has a different tab. And there is one where I have mentioned, I've called it learnings from people, where I try to record every important conversation there. Record as in I talk to it and I tell ki I met XYZ person and we spoke about this. So that everything I have in my head is stored somewhere. It's documented somewhere because it's a fact that 50 years ago, the amount of information a human being used to consume during a lifetime, we are exposed to that much information in less than 2 days today. So it's impossible that in 50 years humans evolved in such a fashion that our storage increased by millions and millions. What I felt was I am very fortunate to be meeting some mega entrepreneurs of the country. I'm very fortunate to spend time with them, having them on my contact list or texting them every week. I showed my ChatGPT to one such mega entrepreneur. And he told me, I think this is a consumer idea right here. Because in AI, all the companies that are being made are mostly B2B. They're not B2C. because when you do B2C, they say that ये तो chat GPT कर लेगा. Because chat GPT is also evolving, right? They are bringing new things every day. But B2B, like solve for hotels, solve for hospitals, stuff like that. So whenever I used to say B2C, it's a no-go, कि नहीं करना है B2C. But then this person, this mega entrepreneur told me this is a business idea, I think you should do something about it. That's when I started pursuing something else along with whatever I do. Because in Bangalore, I wanted to find my purpose. Because a marketing agency, you can scale at a very large level, but then having something which is on almost everybody's phone is a different kind of a kick that I want in life. This is something that I'm chasing right now. Say if Sam Altman was here, or whenever he found that kick that, oh, everyone has ChatGPT on their phones and their laptops. I think that feeling is something that I cannot even imagine, but I want to live it once. So that is something that I'm chasing. So I'm calling this tool that we are building it's called Dofo. Dofo means don't forget. Where you store everything. It's like your personal CRM, but it focuses on building relationships. You know, say for example, I meet you today and I add information about you. So what this tool essentially does is, it will research everything about you because maybe you didn't tell me everything. So now the tool knows everything about you and I will tell it whatever I spoke to you about. Now the next time I meet you or I have a meeting with you, I'll ask Dofo, I'm going to meet, ma'am, what should I talk about? Or, what should I do? It'll tell me all the details, what is happening in your life currently if you're updated on LinkedIn or whatever. What was the last thing you spoke about? Plus, if there are smaller things that I remember about you, say for example, Prajwal and I meet over a meal and I saw that Prajwal doesn't eat mushrooms. It's a very small detail, but probably I remembered that and I added to Dofo. Voice say ki I met Prajwal, he's this. Also he doesn't eat mushrooms. Next time I'm meeting Prajwal, and I say I'm meeting Prajwal,
don't go to this restaurant.
It creates an impact also.
He'll say do mention he doesn't eat mushrooms during the meal. So when we sit after 6 months and अरे तू तो mushroom नहीं खाता है. Although you have told me 6 months ago, you would never expect that I would remember that fact. So what has happened is, we as humans, we have been using Google and search engines for the last 20 years. We have never gotten intimate with Google. We have just searched for information. Where is this restaurant? Who was the president? Or whatever. On ChatGPT and similar platforms, what we have started doing is, we have started getting intimate. What should I say?
You're having a conversation.
You're having a conversation.
Absolutely.
And even your mother will not know you so well.
Correct.
Though it's not easy to say that, but if you ask ChatGPT, tell me about myself,
you'll
it'll
be
tell you
surprised.
so many things that you have told GPT maybe 18 months ago, but it remembers.
Yes.
Exactly. So that's what we are trying to solve, wherein so much of information that you have about yourself and the internet knows about the other people, and you have added information about other people also. All of that condenses and you know exactly what to say. And now this is not a manipulating aspect of things. So it helps you in 4 ways. One is you look sharper. When I meet someone, I look sharp. So professionally, I would always want to look sharp. Second, it saves you time. You don't have to go through your notes, or you don't have to open anything. Or
You don't have to stalk.
yeah, say if I have to gift Prajwal something, I'll just say what should I gift Prajwal. Prajwal ka research bhi karega. Whatever I have spoken to Prajwal about, maybe I know that he likes this coffee. What coffee is it that you like?
You take a guess.
GPT.
GPT. So this is what Dofo is exactly going to solve. So I will now know what to gift Prajwal. That saves a lot of time. The third thing is it actually makes me money. Professionally, if I look sharper, if I save time, I of course make more money. And the fourth part, which is my favorite, it's peace of mind. I don't have to wake up and think, आज मेरे को क्या करना है. Say, I have decided that I want to speak to Sanjay ji once in 2 weeks. अब 2 हफ्ते हो गए. मैं तो भूल गया ना, मेरे ज़िंदगी में हज़ारों लोग हैं व्हाट्सएप पे, इंस्टाग्राम पे, लिंक्डइन पे. वो मेरे को एक सेक्शन है कंसिडर. उसमें बोल रहा है कंसिडर स्पीकिंग टू संजय गोयल जी टुडे. Because you told you want to speak to him every 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Speak to him today. So now I have a chance. मैं जब फ्री हूँ मैं बोलूँगा इनको फ़ोन लगाता हूँ. उनको भी लगे यार ये टच में रहता है. We are trying to build something like that, and I think all of us together, no matter what business we are in, we have to get into AI now, in some sense.
Yeah, the best part is implementing it. Matlab, we have the data, we know things, but the way you have implemented it,
Right.
that's really important. How you're using it.
Right.
Yeah. So that's really good. And
I think AI is like your EA who's aggregating all the apps that you have been using.
Yes.
So I'll be very honest. So my family thinks I'm really busy because I have meetings lined up in the calendar. You don't have a choice. You have to schedule it. So I got a call at 8 in the morning by Rahul Bhaiya that can we do a podcast in the evening? And I, in the back of my mind, I was like, मुझे रात को कहीं जाना है क्या? And I told him I have a dinner planned. So should I put my dinner at 8? And he told me no, you put it at 9. So immediately I went to my Google Calendar and I put 7 o'clock I have to reach Wownooks for a podcast. 9 o'clock is my dinner time. So this is helping me because my mind is being clutter free. I don't have to think that am I forgetting something. Now with Dofo or any such app, you're getting all these apps, be it Google Calendar, be it any other app you use together in one platform, making jobs simpler for you. Now we are in a stage where we want simple things.
Yeah.
We were in a stage 20 years ago, we wanted complex things. Now we want as simple as possible.
Absolutely.
Exactly. The next $1 billion idea is in real experiences. We have forgotten real experiences. We have forgotten how to talk to a person. हम chat GPT में बातें कर रहे हैं. So this tool is a little anti-matter. I'm going against the wave. कि सब बोल रहे हैं digital. मैं बोल रहा हूँ यार मिलो जाके बात करो phone पे. That's what it essentially does. So this is what I do right now.
But this is true. Every industry, 5 of us, get AI into it. Otherwise, you will be left behind.
Yeah, 100%.
Any way possible. CultFit, they're getting AI into it. CultFit texts me, hey, I'm missing you. We have not been there. It's tracking my attendance, sending messages to me automatically without any human involvement. Even in Chatterbox, why should I depend on myself or a mentor at Chatterbox to give feedback to a child? Make a app, give the AI inputs, let the app do the magic for you. The main part is implementation.
And day-to-day use cases, for example, I will give you one that I use. So as per the things that I eat and whatever are my health goals, I made a weekly diet plan. जो मैंने बड़े पेपर में print करके I have put it on my kitchen. So the maid, the house help that enters every day. Earlier she used to ask me आज क्या बनाना है. Now that problem is solved. Plus I'm eating good healthy food plus tasty food. I've made it in that fashion. Now I asked ChatGPT what should my grocery order be. So it said you do it in 2 parts. Sunday night is the bigger order. Wednesday is when you replenish perishables. Now I know exactly what to order Sunday night and Wednesday night. Plus once I've done whatever is on the list, then I add things that I want to splurge on. कि एक kombucha मंगा लिया, protein bar मंगा लिया, कुछ chocolate मंगा लिया, ice cream मंगा लिया. So how much time is saved now?
Everything is SOPs, Once things are lined and set.
Very interesting regarding this only. So I used to use some app for putting down the calories and all that I was having. Na, I shared with you, I'll tell you. अभी मैं चैट जीपीटी में ना फोटो करके डाल देता हूँ, ठीक है, of whatever I eat.
Okay.
And I put the photos and I have instructed it at the end of the day, midday में मेरे को बता दो where do I stand.
Okay.
At the end of the day मुझे बता दो where do I stand. उसके बाद भी वो और भी डेटा बताया था. एडेड टू डाटा मैक्रोज उक्रोज का भी बता देता है जो समझ में नहीं आता है, बट बेसिक चीजें तो कम से कम इट टेल्स मी, एंड दैट इट टेल्स मी आल्सो कि टुमारो व्हाट यू शुड डू. Basic simple things.
Absolutely.
I'm very sure if they are analyzing, they must be about 80-90% correct in the analyzing the photographs and telling me how much. But surprisingly, you'd believe बेल जूस होता है ना, you know, would have
बेल जूस, हाँ, बेल का पानी,
sorry.
हाँ, तो first time when I scanned that ना, बोला ये तो गलत बोलेगा ही बोलेगा. ChatGPT इसको कैसे इसको आइडेंटिफाई, वो तो मैंगो बोलेगा इसको, मैंगो जूस बोलेगा. Recognize that.
Yeah.
Just imagine. फिर मेरे को ट्रस्ट होने लगा कि 80-90% तो सही बोलेगा. इतना जब आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया है तो क्वांटिटी भी ये सही बोल रहा होगा.
अब नॉर्मली whenever I run, मेरे को नी पेन हो जाता है, तो I don't run बहुत often. So after this अभी जो इवेंट था नहीं, not YI का, Inspiria वाला, I got this knee pain. So what I did is मैं chat GPT को वहीं point किया कहाँ exactly pain है, and I put the picture and asked कि what is this exactly. Then it gave me 2-3 options, the symptoms they asked me. I chose one, and it told me it's because of some cardians. There's something called cardians, the number of steps you take, the cadence.
Cadence,
Yeah. So it told me it's because of cadence, you have to reduce it. And I really think it made sense. Then I went to Yash. I spoke to Yash. यार मेरे को यहाँ ऐसे पेन हुआ. वो ही बोला कि it's because of your Canadians. And I told, wow, I'm surprised.
सिंपल थिंग अगेन. वो मेरे ना पैर में कॉर्नर में कौन था, तो मैं सोचा क्या करूँ क्या नहीं करूँ. मैंने फोटो खींच के डाल दो इसको. told me कि तुम इसको ऐसे करो है. And I followed.
Right.
And it works, yeah.
It works amazingly. When कौन को 5th day 4th day में ना मैं ऐसे पील करके देखता हूँ, कैसे देख के ना मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया क्या हुआ इसको. अब डॉक्टर के पास जाऊँ नहीं जाऊँ है, बिकॉज वो पूरा एरिया साइड से ना वो हो जाता है. हाँ, रप्चर्ड हो जाता है. फोटो खींचा तो उसने क्या बोला, पील करो इसको. बोला यू आर गुड टू गो.
But then before we move towards the end of this, when we are speaking about AI, so it's very important that on your chat GPT or whatever LLM you use, you have to put the right instructions. There is a settings option. Prompt though is a different thing. Of course, you have to give a very good prompt. In the settings option, you can give instructions, which is followed by all the prompts that you give. So you always should mention how should that GPT think like. What are some things that it should, keep in account, what kind of answers it should give. It is super important because I'm telling you why. Because when we say AI or LLMs, AI का full form होता है artificial intelligence. It's end of the day artificial. It's not human intelligence. If you open a new chat on ChatGPT, I think you can do it right now. But okay, we don't have our phones. If you use ChatGPT, open a new chat, just write this one question, choose a number between 1 and 50. The answer is going to be 27. In rare cases, it can be different also. Like for him, it was different because it took into account the other numbers that he had used somewhere. Because it said, since you are a runner, तो आपके लिए ऐसा ऐसा करके ये number है. 99% of the cases you will get 27. Why so? Because it is sifting through a lot of data and then giving you an answer. Because all of you guys don't have an instruction in the background, it is working in the same fashion for everyone.
So same prototype.
Correct. So it's very important that if you want the right answers, you have to give the right instructions also. Because end of the day, LLMs are meant to make you happy. If you, it will always try to please you. It will always try to please you. So you have to tell it that, boss, I need honest answers, or I want crisp answers, or think like this entrepreneur, or think like this cricketer. It could be anything. So it's very important to take care of that. I think we've had a lovely conversation today. It's been almost 2 hours.
And 2 hours, we didn't realize.
Absolutely, you're taking it really
beautifully. Very smooth.
And I think we have just completed introductions. But that was the intention. I mean, I had intended that we'll take one person at a time and then get into their business and then get into rest of
details,
their industry, and bringing change making in Siliguri into aspect, and then coming to a conclusion. I think we did fairly well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think we should do this again.
Yeah.
So you need to come back to Siliguri often.
Yes. I think we should. I should.
So you're here till what time?
Today you are asking?
No, not today. Overall.
So, are you asking seriously?
Yeah.
I'm going back on Saturday. But today was the last day that I could have done it, or tomorrow morning latest. But I'm very glad I could do it.
This is the beauty of Siliguri. Just called up today and we are available.
Right. Yeah.
Like this is the beauty.
Right.
Yeah,
But it's very important also that in a city like this, we still have that sense of belonging to others, or the community building bit.
Yeah.
We know people, we want to do things for other people. I think that's something that Bangalore will never give me.